Taylor Swift's latest Instagram post made waves not just for her endorsement of Kamala Harris, but for something far more concerning: AI. On the surface, it seemed like typical political engagement from the pop superstar, following her support of Joe Biden in 2020. But this time, Swift wasn't just focused on the political figure she was backing. She was also issuing a warning about the dangers of AI. Let's see why Taylor Swift is scared of AI. In the wake of the most recent presidential debate, Taylor Swift took to Instagram to rally support for Vice President Kamala Harris, sparking a wave of attention as her post amassed a stunning 8 million likes. While Swift's political leanings aren't exactly shocking, she backed Joe Biden in the 2020 election and has dropped subtle hints that she'd continue down this path. There was something else that stood out in her message. Beyond her praise for Kamala, Swift used the moment to address a topic that's been quietly troubling her: artificial intelligence. She didn't hold back on her concerns, especially after a deepfake content had been making the rounds on Donald Trump's social media platform, Truth Social. This content appeared to show Swift endorsing Trump, which, as she quickly pointed out, was completely false. Recently, I was made aware that AI of me falsely endorsing Donald Trump's presidential run was posted to his site. Swift wrote, "It really conjured up my fears around AI and the dangers of spreading misinformation." She stressed how important it is to be upfront about her own plans for the election, adding, "The simplest way to combat misinformation is with the truth." One of the questions that might easily come to mind is, why Taylor Swift? Well, apart from the fact that she's undoubtedly one of the most popular pop stars in the world at the moment, there is somewhat a personal angle to it. Donald Trump's fascination with Taylor Swift has been a long and strange journey. From complimenting her as fantastic back in 2012 to calling her unusually beautiful in 2023. He even went so far as to suggest in February of this year that her success was partly due to him in a post he made on Truth Social. He claimed that if she ever endorsed Joe Biden, it would be disloyal to the man who made her so much money. But it was this move of posting AI-generated deepfakes of Swift endorsing him on Truth Social that crossed into unprecedented territory. Trump's attempt to win over Swifties, however, spectacularly backfired, and it wasn't just a blunder. It actually gave Swift the perfect opportunity to frame her political stance as a moral response to misinformation. By the morning after Trump's deepfake stunt, the political conversation wasn't about the presidential debate as he might have hoped. Instead, Taylor Swift endorsement was the second most searched topic on Google, trailing only behind who won the debate. Trump's move had the unintended consequence of putting Swift at the center of the post-debate conversation. Rather than the deepfake gaining traction or support for Trump, Swift's response overshadowed everything, effectively sucking all the oxygen out of the room for Trump's debate night gains. What could have been a moment of momentum for him became yet another example of how political deepfakes can backfire, particularly when the target is as influential as Taylor Swift. Swift's calculated and intentional entry into political discourse is worth noting here. For most of her early career, she avoided politics altogether, famously telling Time in 2012 that she didn't feel she knew enough yet in life to be telling people who to vote for. Her reluctance to speak out persisted until 2018, when she slowly began wading into political waters, always justifying her stances with strong reasoning. Her 2020 condemnation of Trump, accusing him of stoking the fires of white supremacy and racism, marked a major shift in her public image. Even this year, before the Trump deepfake incident, Swift had remained mostly silent on politics, drawing criticism from some who wished she would use her platform to make a more visible difference. But the deepfake controversy changed that. Swift's response wasn't just a refusal to stay quiet. It was a demonstration of how to reclaim control in the face of AI-generated falsehoods. Trump's use of the deepfakes, likely intended to catch Swift off guard or at least confuse her fan base, backfired by giving her the moral high ground. In her response, Swift positioned herself as a defender of truth and integrity, casting Trump's stunt as not only misleading but dangerous. Ultimately, Trump's deepfake move didn't just fail to sway Swift's massive fan base. It reinforced the very concerns she was raising about misinformation in the digital age. What he likely intended as a playful or provocative jab ended up giving Swift the opportunity to speak out against a rising issue in AI and politics, and in doing so, made her a stronger and more vocal figure in the political conversation. The deepfake incident involving Swift might seem like a one-off, but it's likely just a taste of what's to come. Deepfakes have rapidly evolved from a niche technological curiosity into a pervasive and dangerous tool, especially when it comes to targeting celebrities and influencing elections. During the 2020 presidential election, AI tools were still in their infancy, but in the years since, their capabilities have improved at a shocking pace. Today, AI can generate highly realistic images, audio, and videos that are nearly indistinguishable from the real thing. This ease of access to sophisticated AI tools has opened the floodgates for deepfakes to infiltrate every corner of public life, from celebrity culture to political campaigns. One of the major concerns surrounding deepfakes is how easily they can be used to create false, misleading, or damaging content, especially targeting high-profile figures like celebrities and politicians. Taylor Swift, with her enormous fan base and global visibility, has found herself at the center of this growing issue. AI-generated images and videos of Swift, including deepfake pornography and violent imagery, circulated widely earlier this year. These false depictions not only harmed Swift's reputation, but also sparked broader discussions about the ethical and legal implications of deepfake technology. The rise of these AI-generated attacks, along with similar incidents involving other public figures, led to the introduction of the Defiance Act in the US. This legislation aims to provide victims of deepfakes with legal recourse, allowing them to sue individuals responsible for creating, distributing, or even receiving such content. The bill, which passed the Senate in July, represents a significant step forward in combating deepfake-related abuse. Beyond the celebrity sphere, deepfakes have become a troubling tool in the world of politics, particularly when it comes to elections. Political campaigns have begun harnessing AI to create personalized messages, generate fake event photography, and even produce misleading voicemails that sound eerily like public figures. Some of these tools have been weaponized in political influence campaigns around the world, where deepfakes are deployed to manipulate public perception and spread misinformation. For example, during the 2020 US election cycle, AI-generated political content was still somewhat primitive. But by the time the Republican National Committee, RNC, released an AI-generated dystopian video about Joe Biden's re-election bid in 2023, the technology had grown far more sophisticated. The video wasn't just a hypothetical. It painted a dark, AI-created future meant to influence voters with dramatic visuals as seen here. Similarly, Elon Musk used an AI-generated image of Vice President Kamala Harris, portraying her in Soviet-style attire, to mock her and suggest that she harbored authoritarian ambitions. These AI-driven stunts may seem far-fetched, but they carry real weight in shaping political narratives. The 2023 Chicago mayoral election provides another stark example of the risks posed by deepfakes in politics. On the eve of the election, this fake video surfaced, showing one of the candidates making inflammatory comments about police shootings. The video quickly spread on X, formerly Twitter, racking up thousands of views before it was finally taken down. Although the video was fake, its impact was real, and it undoubtedly influenced some voters. India's elections this year showcased perhaps the most extensive use of deepfakes, where AI was deployed to create misleading videos of Bollywood celebrities and ads laced with extremist rhetoric. Deepfakes were used to promote Hindu supremacist ideas and spread misinformation, illustrating how AI can be wielded to worsen political tensions in fragile democracies. The sheer scale of these AI operations highlighted how easily deepfakes can be weaponized to target not just individuals, but entire electoral processes. Now back to Taylor Swift and celebrities. Swift's experience with deepfakes is part of a larger backlash against AI from cultural icons and public figures. Beyoncé, for example, recently voiced her concerns about AI during an interview with GQ, expressing fear over the proliferation of AI-generated content that is often indistinguishable from reality. We have access to so much information, some facts, and some complete bullshit disguised as truth, Beyoncé said, acknowledging that even she had come across AI-generated songs that sounded almost identical to her. This growing unease among celebrities underscores the difficulty of navigating a world where it's becoming increasingly hard to discern fact from fiction. Scarlett Johansson has also been vocal about the dangers of AI impersonation. Earlier this year, she criticized OpenAI for releasing a chatbot that mimicked her voice, adding her name to the growing list of celebrities who have been impacted by deepfakes. The deepfake crisis points to a deeper societal issue. As AI tools become more advanced, they also become more accessible to the public. What was once the domain of highly skilled computer scientists is now available to anyone with a decent internet connection. However, Taylor Swift's unease with AI in politics isn't her first run-in with the technology. Long before deepfakes of her endorsing Donald Trump surfaced, AI had already been creeping into the music industry in ways that raised alarm for Swift and other artists. As one of the most influential figures in modern music, Swift's concerns about artificial intelligence stretch beyond politics and directly into her creative world. AI-generated music, voice replication, and even songwriting tools have triggered new anxieties for musicians. And for someone like Swift, whose art is deeply personal, AI represents a very real threat to authenticity, control, and the very nature of artistry. The music industry has always been shaped by technological advancements, but AI has ushered in a new wave of disruptions that are uniquely personal for artists. One of the most striking ways AI is affecting the industry is through its ability to mimic an artist's voice and style. Recently, AI-generated songs that replicate the voices of popular artists have started circulating online. Some so eerily convincing that even seasoned listeners struggle to differentiate between the real thing and a computer-generated copy. These AI-created songs not only sound like the artists they mimic, but can also produce new, original material that matches their style, down to the emotional tone and vocal delivery. For an artist like Taylor Swift, whose work is often deeply autobiographical, the rise of AI-generated music is troubling. Swift's songwriting has always been intensely personal, reflecting her own experiences, relationships, and emotions. The idea that a machine could replicate that level of personal expression feels like a violation of what makes her work so distinct. It's not just about the mechanics of writing a song. It's about the vulnerability, storytelling, and artistry that AI simply cannot replicate. This is especially true for Swift, who has long prided herself on the authenticity of her music. The thought of a machine generating a song that sounds like hers, without the emotional depth and personal connection, undermines the very essence of what she does. Also, Swift is also an artist who has fought for creative control throughout her career. Her battles with record labels over ownership of her music catalog are well documented. Most notably, her high-profile dispute with Scooter Braun over the rights to her earlier albums. The prospect of AI being used to create music that sounds like her or even manipulate her voice for other purposes strikes at the heart of this struggle for ownership and agency. With AI, the lines between an artist's authentic work and an imitation become blurred, making it harder for artists to protect their intellectual property and creative identity. AI's influence on music isn't just about replicating voices or producing songs, it's also changing the way music is consumed and distributed. AI algorithms increasingly dictate what music listeners are exposed to, from personalized playlists to the way songs are recommended on streaming platforms. This level of automation can make it difficult for even top-tier artists like Swift to control how their music is presented and perceived. Instead of human curators or organic discovery, algorithms decide what gets heard, which can distort the relationship between artists and their audiences. For an artist like Swift, who has built her career on fostering a deep and personal connection with her fans, this shift feels particularly jarring. AI has also entered the world of songwriting, with programs that can analyze popular hits and generate lyrics, melodies, and chord progressions that are almost indistinguishable from human-made music. This raises questions about the future of creativity in the industry. While AI tools can be helpful for producers or songwriters looking for inspiration, they also pose a risk to originality. In a world where anyone can use AI to generate a hit song formula, the value of artistry and innovation could diminish. What makes Swift's situation even more unique is her massive fan base and the potential for AI to manipulate not just her music, but her image and brand as well. The deepfake incident with Donald Trump is just one example of how AI can distort reality. But the risks are even more profound in the music world. Swift's brand is tightly controlled, from her social media presence to her public persona, and AI poses a new challenge in maintaining that control. As technology becomes more sophisticated, there's the real possibility that AI could be used to generate false statements, images, or even songs attributed to Swift, further complicating her ability to manage her image. The broader impact of AI on the music industry is still unfolding, but Swift's concerns reflect a growing unease among artists about the implications of this technology. While AI offers exciting possibilities for innovation and creativity, it also threatens to strip away the humanity that makes music such a powerful form of expression. For artists like Swift, the challenge is finding a way to coexist with AI without sacrificing the authenticity and individuality that define their work. As AI continues to evolve, it will be crucial for the music industry to establish clear boundaries around the use of this technology to protect both artists and the integrity of their art. In our next video, we look at the new offering from OpenAI, a model that beats everything OpenAI has ever done,